Which organ of our body is responsible for movement? Yes, muscles are responsible for movement in our body. How can anyone define movement? The change in the posture of any organ in our body can be called a movement, while the ability of an organism to move from one place to another is called locomotion. Now, these two functions are because of the activity of the muscles of the muscular system of our body. How many muscles does a human body comprise? The human body has more than 600 muscles, contributing to almost 50% of the body weight. Muscles are present everywhere in the body and allow a person to move, speak, and chew. They also control digestion, breathing, and heartbeat. What are the two types of movements in our body? The two types of movements are voluntary or involuntary. What can you understand by the term voluntary? Yes, voluntary movements are conscious movements under our control, like moving the hand. On the contrary, involuntary movements are without our conscious effort and are not under our control, like heartbeat. Structurally, every muscle is made of a group of muscle bundles that are made of muscle fibers. The muscle fibers are made of many contractile proteins, called actin and myosin. The groups of muscle fibers are called fasciculi. A connective tissue layer that surrounds the muscle is called epimysium, and perimysium surrounds the muscle bundles. The connective tissue layer that surrounds individual muscle fibers is called endomysium. Talking about each muscle cell, the cell membrane is known as the sarcolemma, and the cytoplasm is called sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm contains myoglobin and myofibrils. Myofibrils are made of myofilaments. There are three types of myofilaments: thick, thin, and elastic. Thick myofilaments are made from myosin, thin myofilaments are made of actin, and elastic myofilaments are made of titin. Can you name the different types of muscles seen in our body? Muscular tissue is classified into three types based on its shape, structure, function, location, and nature, namely, skeletal muscle tissue, smooth muscle tissue, and cardiac muscle tissue. What can you infer from the name skeletal muscle tissue? Yes, these are specialized tissues that are attached to the skeletal bones by tendons and allow movement. In the skeletal muscle tissue, cells are long, cylindrical, striated, multinucleated, and voluntary. These are specialized tissues that are attached to bones by tendons and allow movement. Muscles work by contracting or relaxing to cause movement. The muscle contractions of striated muscle cells are regulated by calcium ion concentration. Skeletal muscles are always seen, attached to the bones, and bring about their movement. The second type is the smooth muscle tissue that possesses spindle-shaped cells with a single central nucleus. Their size range varies from 10 to 600 micrometers in length, and they are the smallest types of muscle cells. Smooth muscle tissues make up smooth muscles that are non-striated and involuntary. These involuntary muscles are usually present in sheets. These muscles are located in various internal structures, including the digestive tract, uterus, and blood vessels, such as arteries, thus called visceral muscles. The last type is cardiac muscle tissue, or myocardium, which is a specialized type of muscle tissue that forms the heart. Cardiac muscle cells are responsible for blood circulation through the circulatory system. Cardiomyocytes normally contain a single nucleus and are striated. The muscle has clusters of gap junctions, called the intercalated discs. The cardiac muscle shows rhythmic contractions and is not under voluntary control. The most important functions of muscles include movement. Movement can be voluntary or involuntary. They help in maintaining posture. They help in the proper working of organ systems. They help in organ protection and maintaining the body temperature. When a structure in the body that has been moved by a muscle cannot return to its original position without the action of another muscle, such muscles causing opposing movements are called antagonistic muscles. Hence, we can state that muscles can only pull but cannot push. For example, the biceps muscle of the upper arm flexes, that is, bends the lower arm over the upper arm. Straightening of the lower arm is brought about by the triceps. In this example, the biceps are flexion and the triceps are an extension. Thus, these two muscles are antagonistic. Thus, we have understood the features and types of muscles.